Hey everybody, it's Melanie with Lost and Found, and I'm back today. I'm going to take you with me on a quick shopping trip to Vintage Market Days of Northwest Arkansas. If you've never been to a Vintage Market Days event, they're so much fun. They're actually around the country. It is a franchise of this fantastic vintage-inspired fair, craft, and flea market fair that happens. So come along, let's see what fun stuff we can find. I actually have a pass to get in early, so we're going to be able to really look around good without the crowds. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we headed first into the bigger space, the arena, and I'm already inspired with all of these beautiful plants, and I really think you guys are going to be inspired too. I think you're going to absolutely love what I show you and what you get to see as you shop along with me. So this was the first thing that caught my eye right inside the door. I'm not sure if it's just purely a dollhouse, if it was maybe some other miniature, build or a birdhouse, but anything mini, like, I'm sold. And the little cart was cute. Both of those prices were a little more than what I wanted to pay. A lot of times the stuff right here at the front is. This vendor is some friends of mine, Jane and her daughter Kelsey. They own Brambles and Bailey, and I'm actually going to share with you guys more about them next week as we tour their local store. But I have bought several things from them, and they really can pick some great stuff. So there's a little bit of everything at Vintage Market Days. You'll find some people doing clothing and doing traditional crafts and even making fun sugar cookies. This is somebody that I've never seen before though, and her booth was enchanting. She's called the Polka Dot Pig, and she hand makes all of these adorable stuffed animals from these vintage fabrics and just reused things that she finds. I'm going to link her website to the top of this video because you guys need to go check out what she is doing. Another vendor right around the corner had an absolutely incredible booth. They're Lillian Kelly Designs. And I was chatting with the guys there, and they said they just spent 2 months at Round Top, and then they came up here. So that just told me that this market is really pulling some great vendors. If they're pulling Round Top vendors, then that's just an awesome sign. They had some fantastic things, a beautiful collection of ironstone, lots of brass, just some great vintage finds. And yeah, I did spot a Last Supper picture back there. I'll tell you guys more about it later. Here was another vendor that had a great space. I was chatting with she and her husband. They're retired and they do this for fun, which just sounds like an absolute blast. But lots of really cool stuff to look through in her space, including this cast iron duck sprinkler that I've literally never seen before. And it's one of the coolest things that I saw at the entire vintage market. And I'm always drawn to pretty old books, so this sweet little children's Bible, I'm going to show you guys a little bit more later. It did come home with me. She just had some other really pretty books to look through, and I love old paper. I think it's just beautiful to use in your home decor. So a trend that I saw for sure was a lot of faux greenery and florals. People were using that to decorate in their spaces, but then they were also selling it all. And you guys, I think that would be a great thing to add to your booth spaces. These little paper pots I have in my online store and in my own booth space. I've sold them before. And if you're wondering about some good wholesale sources for greenery, I've got a video for that. I'll link it above if you haven't seen it already. These peony bundles were just absolutely gorgeous. But not only do they accent the space and just stage the space well, people were buying them. And a lot of times they'll grab them because they want to recreate the whole look that you have. So if you have a cool piece and it's stuffed with some greenery, they want all of it because they want to take it home and have it look exactly how you made it look. This is my friend Chandra with Farmhouse Beginnings, and I got to know her when I was a vendor at Vintage Market Days a couple years ago. She and her husband have this amazing wood cutting business, and they sell these barn doors and pedestals, posts, all of these door hangers, and y'all, she paints all of these herself. And it's crazy to me the volume that she produces, and she just about sells out at every Vintage Market Days. She spent years building this business and customer base. I will put her info also in the video description in case you want to reach out to her. I'm not sure if she ships or not. She may just do local, but I'll put it there anyway in case you want to get in touch with her. So this is heading over to the other location, just kind of right across the road. And if you can tell that lady with the blanket wrapped around her, and maybe you can see the little bit of sleet on the camera. Y'all, this was like the second weekend of April, and it should not have been that cold, but it was absolutely freezing. And I was not prepared for it. I didn't have a jacket. So honestly, I didn't spend a ton of time out here because it was just so cold. I'm going to show you most of all inside, and sorry for that. I just couldn't stand being freezing. Inside this arena, there's usually a wider array of vendors, you know, and also some people that are just kind of there selling certain specific products. But this was something that I noticed right when I came in, and I thought they were just so adorable. They are these charcuterie boards and cutting boards that are made from art, like art that is done by a local artist. And I thought they were great. I'm really kind of regretting not buying one or buying a couple as gifts. I don't know if we can find this person online or not, but just take a look at how cute they are. Aren't those super fun? And a clever use here of these old paintbrushes, they've mounted them, which is a great way to display them. If you've got a couple that you're trying to sell, I really liked that idea. These were $49 a piece, which is pretty pricey. So at this point, the early bird shopping had ended and the general public was in, which means it is starting to get kind of crowded. So it's not quite as easy to get video of spaces. This lady's booth was pretty crowded, and she just had so much to look at. Lots of vintage paper products, just little knickknacks. You can see some milk glass there. This pretty painted tin box I liked. She's got a pretty tall tray that you'll see in just a minute. I did buy something from her. It's not on the video. I'm saving that as a surprise later. But I could have spent just an hour alone looking through everything that she had in her space. And check these out. This company is called Resurrected Journals, and they take old books and take the binding off, put spiral binding, and turn them into journals or sketchbooks. And I think they're incredible. So I have shared their website. They do sell online. You guys should 100% go check out their website right now and grab one of these journals as a gift for someone or for yourself. And here's the last vendor that I'm going to show you guys. This was a lovely young couple, and they actually have a booth down in Conway, Arkansas, which is about 2.5 hours from where I am. And they just had lots of great chippy primitive pieces. This piece I really thought long and hard about. The price on it is really pretty great. $175, I think. I'm looking for some pieces for my patio, and these kind of chippy old pieces I think work well out there. I did pass on it, but I was pretty tempted. This one is the same thing. Like, I love that old kind of original patina. And the price on this one was also pretty fair at $165. One thing she had a lot of were these old bee boxes for 10 bucks a piece, and I was kind of racking my brain for how to repurpose them. Maybe you could turn them into light fixtures. I don't know. I thought they were really cool though. All right, everybody, I'm done shopping and there are literally snow flurries in the air. It is so cold. So I'm going to show you real quick what I bought, and then I'm going to get in the car and turn the heat on. All right, here's my first find. And can you tell what that is? It is a Last Supper. It is an old mirror. And look, it's kind of crazy because it is advertising a gin company from Caddo Mills, Texas. So the vendor that I bought this from said they had had it at Round Top for a month and nobody was interested in it. And I said, well, that's just because it's waiting for me. So I bought this for my collection. And I also got this really, really sweet children's Bible right here. See that? It's got some colored pictures in it. It's just really, really sweet. And I love the little inscription and the front. My hands are so cold. Let's see if I can open it. So it was presented to Lisa by Mommy. Isn't that sweet? And then the date, it says beats me. So I don't know if somebody added that or if that was original, but this was just really sweet. This was $5. And then I grabbed this kind of cast iron candelabra. It's gonna go on my patio. That was $20. And then the last thing was this trellis right here. I paid $28 for that, and it's also gonna go on my back patio. Okay, I'm back inside now. I'm thawing out. Like, my hands are freezing. You guys, this is just not the weather that I was prepared for. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed looking around. I was really impressed this time. They actually had more true vintage than I've seen there in a while, which is great. Some of the past shows that I've been at, there's been a lot more just kind of newer wholesale market items. This one I saw a lot more true vintage. So I really enjoyed looking around. I saw so many things that I would have loved to have bought. Who knows, maybe I'll come back on Sunday. It lasts Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you're interested in attending a vintage market days yourself, you can do a Google search, just hunt down vintage market days. In fact, I'll share their main website in the video description, and you can look to see if there's one around you. They're literally all over the country. So I highly recommend going to one if you have not been to one yet. And I hope you enjoyed getting to do just a little bit of shopping with me today. If you're not a Lost and Found subscriber, then I hope you subscribe and join our channel. We just love hunting down fun vintage items here on this channel. And I'm sorry, I'm just so cold that it's hard for me to even like talk coherently right now. So I'm gonna say goodbye. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for being with me today. Y'all are awesome.